Call this meeting of the Columbia County Board of Commissioners to order for this Tuesday, February 21st, 2017. This time I'd like to ask our Vice Chair, Mr. Doug Duncan, to offer up our invocation.
Please pray with me. Gracious Heavenly Father, we just praise you for this day. We praise you for all the many blessings you give us here in Columbia County, greater Augusta area, and Georgia, and the United States as well. Father, we're really truly blessed. Pray that you'd be with us tonight. Go before us in any decisions that need to be made. Wisdom, and they glorify thee. In Christ's name, amen.
Thank you, Doug. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We do have a quorum here tonight with all 5 commissioners present. First order of business is approval of the minutes of our previous meeting of February the 7th. If you're satisfied with the record of that meeting, we'll accept a motion for their approval.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your right hand. Mr. Johnson, I see we have one addition to the agenda, and I have one other. You want to give us a rundown on the
Yes,
first one?
Mr. Chairman, the item that I have would be Resolution 17-016, question legislation from the General Assembly to authorize the board to exercise redevelopment and other powers under the Constitution. This relates to a tax allocation district issue being presented by the Development Authority. That's the only one that I have.
Yeah, I do have one request to speak. We'll get to that down under presentations from Ms. Michelle Lewis. We'll get her here under the presentation part. Again, I want to welcome each of you to this Board of Commissioners meeting. Remind you that these proceedings are videotaped. If you'd like a copy of it, you may obtain one through a request from our clerk right here. Or you also may view them on the county website after a 2 or 3 day delay. And to remind you, too, that you're invited to speak to this body. If you're not already on the agenda, we do ask that you fill out a speaker form in the back, bring it up to Ms. Crawley. We'll recognize you at the proper time during the meeting. Now, under our special recognitions, always a good time, Vice Chair Duncan has an award for the February 2017 Employee of the Month, James Reese with Fleet Services. So whoever's coming to stand with James, would you come on down front?
Good, actually. I can hide behind you, too. James. Congratulations. Thank you. Nominated and awarded the February 2017 Employee of the Month, and 25 years service with the county in multiple departments, but specifically, let you see.
I had the honor of nominating him. He has really been a asset to us in the light equipment shop, and while I've only known him for a short time as fleet manager, he's really helped be a mentor to the young people that we've brought into the shop, and you hear the word workhorse thrown around a lot when you discuss Mr. James, so we appreciate everything he does for us.
You want to give a speech?
I don't think everybody helped me get this. I don't know.
Well, good news is, or the best news is you get 8 hours off with pay, $100, and you get an umbrella?
No.
What's up with the umbrella?
Oh, gave umbrella.
Missed out that last month. Thank you.
Congratulations, James. Thank you. Under presentations, we do have a request from Michelle Lewis to come speak to the board. Could you give us your name and address, please, ma'am?
Michelle Lewis. I live at 1559. My next door neighbor who lives at 1561 Powell Church Road, her name is Benita Standridge. She lives in a utility shed and she's lived there for over 9 years. I called code enforcement to file a formal complaint, and a code enforcement officer came out to my house. He asked me to take photographs of Ms. Standridge, especially at night, of her car parked out at the shed to prove that she was actually living there, and also a log of her comings and goings, which I did do. I turned the logs and the photographs over to code enforcement. Code enforcement came out to her property, spoke to her, walked around her property, took their own photographs, and apparently came to the conclusion that she was living there because they cited her with 3 citations, one for a structure, unsafe structure, one for a structure unfit for human occupancy, and one for unsanitary drainage. This was on October 7th when they came out to make the citations. On December 21st, she went to court and was put on probation by the magistrate judge Toriano. Since that time, she's made no effort to move out. She's still living in the shed. She still gets her mail there. She still gets her trash pickup there. She still sleeps there. Her car's there at night. I notified code enforcement that she was still living there, and they still had, at the court hearing, code enforcement was given full access to her property, and the judge said they could come on her property, look in her shed at any time. Prior to that, she had not allowed them to go inside her shed. They came out again to inspect her property. At that time, they closed the case and told me that they felt she was not living there, even though I presented more evidence that she was, in fact, living there. At that time, Dana Rhodes told me I was never to call code enforcement again, and that if I had a problem, that I needed to talk to Paul Scarberry. So my husband and I made an appointment to speak with Paul Scarberry, which we did do in his office, presented additional information that she was still living there. He said that he would look at it, wanted to know when her probation was up. Her probation is not up until the 21st of March. He said there was plenty of time still for code enforcement to come out to do another inspection, and if they needed to go to court, and that was the end of it. I have not heard back from Paul Scarberry. Code enforcement, as far as I know, has not been back out. I was told that I could give you a 1-page synopsis as well as photographs. I have 2 photographs that I took last week. One is a picture of the storage shed so you can see what she's living in. The other photograph is one that I took at 2:30 at night that shows her car parked there. I took these last week so I would have time to develop them, but I could have easily took them today because she was there when I left to come here. My problem is with code enforcement not willing to reopen the case, not willing to investigate it any further. My feeling is that they wrote the 3 citations and now they can mark it on their thing. We wrote 3 citations. I don't feel that they're willing to investigate it any further, and they're not interested in anything I have to say, that she's still living there. There was another witness that they refused to interview that can say that she's been living there even longer than 9 years. I can only say she's been there for 9 years. So I have these for y'all. I have 5 copies.
I've discussed this with the county attorney, and I'd like to get his input. It's my opinion, or at least my belief, that this has been dealt with in court, and an order was issued, I believe, for her not to occupy the house anymore if she was doing it in the first place. And our position on this, I guess, this would have to go back to the magistrate court and him direct us to do something. Is that not correct?
It'd be a request for a probation revocation, and it would go back to the judge. As long as they're on probation, then she has to follow those guidelines, and if she's not, then there doesn't have to be a new case. You can just sentence her under the existing matter.
But her evidence should go to the magistrate court, correct?
That's correct.
Can I submit that directly because code enforcement is not willing to be involved with that?
You can. I can also talk to code enforcement about the matter too, and see what we can do.
I'm willing to do whatever y'all tell me to do because I'm hitting brick wall after brick wall.
So should she give the pictures to you?
She can. I'm assuming you have copies, but yes, you can give a.
I've got plenty of copies.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, I think you're free to go take it to the court yourself if you're not happy with the rules of justice of what we're doing, but I will take it upon myself to look into it.
Thank you, ma'am. And we'll get information to the magistrate court and see how he wants to pursue it, and the county attorney will also talk to our code enforcement people. Then we go now to our consent agenda. These are items that's been through the proper committee and received 3 votes, so we put on consent. If you're satisfied with this list, we'll accept a vote for their approval as 1 vote.
So moved. Second.
Any items needing discussion? Not all in favor, please raise your right hand. Sure I'm in the right place here. I believe we go down to Commissioner Duncan.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the first reading of Resolution 16-1257, amending the services and fee schedule for broadband utility.
Second.
Any discussion of this item? I believe this is to, let us put a new version on here again, so I have my notes. This is to allow additional services and update some fees.
It is. It is to really make adjustments in 2 areas in the fees. That's to add it to cover special events and to cover a utility permit fee.
Further discussion? All in favor? Tyler?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to move the April 4th Commissioners' meeting to March 30th, July 4th Commissioners' meeting to June 29th.
Second.
I believe both are Thursdays.
They're dealing with the Masters Week and the July 4th holiday. I believe we're moving Tuesday meeting back to the prior Thursday.
That is correct. So we'll have committee meetings on the Tuesday prior, and then Thursday we'll have the commission meeting. Moving it back a few days.
Any,
Yes, sir.
All
I have full faith in our clerk. She
no,
can
we went to her first.
It was her idea.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Then we go now to Commissioner Richardson.
I make a motion to approve the request for a rezoning located at 2723 Louisville Road from RA to S1 with conditional uses for a place of worship and cemetery.
Second.
That's pretty self-explanatory in the motion. Any further discussion of this? All in favor? Okay.
I make a motion to approve the request.
Sorry.
Be sure and record that no from
That was an objection. Get upset. We're just having fun with you.
I make a motion to approve the request for a conditional use for massage for the property located at 620 Ponder Place Drive, currently zone P1, permit the relocation of a spa offering massage services to this location.
Second.
That is a relocation to allow massage therapy. Further discussion? All in favor?
Opposed.
I don't think he likes you, Mr. Cross.
Oh, we had, let me go back over this again. All in favor? All opposed? What in the world's wrong with you?
Holding the line, sir, holding the line.
This is a relocation of one that's already in existence, isn't it?
It is. Just right up the street or down, I think.
Next item.
I make a motion to approve the request for a rezoning located at 3872 Gordon Highway from M1 to RA 3 plus or minus acres, a portion of 57.194 plus or minus acres.
Second.
I believe this is to construct a house that's in a different zoning currently.
Correct.
Any further discussion of this? All in favor? Is this the item we had the request for a waiver?
That was the item.
Would you like to deal with that or deal with that at a later time? Mr. Johnson, give us a little explanation of what we're looking at here as far as the peculiarity of this request.
Mr. Chairman, to the extent that I'm familiar with it, I believe this was a situation where this has been rezoned for quite some time. and I'm not sure if it was a county-initiated rezoning. It was a county-initiated rezoning originally, but it's been a long time ago, back in the 70s. So I don't think it was ever their intent. I don't know that it's ever been used for M1 or this particular piece as. So that was the reason they were asking for the waiver of the fees.
In that we instituted that industrial zoning when it was done.
That's correct.
Are there other residences on the property?
Not on this property, on the properties next door.
I think it was an extension probably of Georgia Vitrified, because Georgia Vitrified is right across the street. So when that was a booming business, the county probably zoned that industrial so Georgia Vitrified could expand. Instead, Georgia Vitrified went under or moved their operations there, which left all this M1 land in the middle of residential land.
Do you look as justification to waive the fee in this case?
The fact that nothing around this thing is
Any comments or anybody want to make a motion?
So moving forward, would we recommend that, or would we not request a,
larger recommendation.
If we did that, of course, there'd be no fee associated with it if we did county-initiated zoning. So we may take this as an opportunity to go back and talk to the residents and see if they're in favor of rezoning it back to residential. There may be some landowners that want to keep it industrial for some sort of future speculative use, which would be fine because they're not asking to rezone it speculative. They have it already zoned. But I think that's something we could work on. And if we did that and it was a county-initiated rezoning, then obviously cost to the residents for that.
But we're right here with this particular
With this
item.
particular one,
What is the fee?
$6.
$615.
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to waive the fee for this application.
You have any further discussion? All in favor of waiving the fee, please raise your right hand. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Next item.
I'll make a motion to table the major S1 revision located at 309, 311, and 313 Furious Ferry Road to the March 7th, 2017 Board of Commissioners meeting to provide applicant more time for a revised and reviewed site plan incorporating the new site design.
Second.
That also is pretty self-explanatory. They still have some details to work out. Okay, all in favor?
I make a motion to authorize the chairman of the Board of Commissioners to execute the Georgia Department of Transportation traffic signal application for Washington Road at Mullins Colony Driveway.
I believe this is something we have to do for DOT to proceed with this.
That's correct. It's basically signing saying we agree to maintain, pay for this signal. The operation of the signal, let me clarify. Maintain and pay for the operation, not the installation.
Further discussion? All in favor?
I make a motion to approve resolutions 17-002 through 17-010 to establish streetlight districts and authorization for Georgia Power to proceed with installation per their proposals.
Probably a quick point on this.
We want
grouped
to see if we get a second first.
Sorry.
Second.
Hey, that's the right way to do it. We've grouped them together, but at any point, y'all can make a motion to amend. Don't normally group together like this.
I believe this is the first reading. So,
Yeah, we do need to note that this is the first reading. Further discussion? All in favor? Okay.
I make a motion to approve renaming Camp Blackstone Trail to Camp Helleman Trail.
Second.
This is at the request of Dr. Squires, who is deeply involved in that property. I think owns a good bit of the property too.
He does. He's put a lot of time and money into that camp, and he opens up to the Boy Scouts, and a lot of good for the community. And there's been some confusion to the name of the road between Blackstone Camp and Blackstone Trail, so hopefully this will clarify some of that.
I believe there are some other property owners, they have been notified of this.
They have signed off on this name change as well.
Further questions? All in favor? We have any additional requests to speak, Ms. Crowley? The item added? Who has got that one?
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 17-016, requesting legislation from the General Assembly to authorize the board to exercise all redevelopment and other powers under the Constitution, redevelopment power laws of the state of Georgia.
I'll second.
We have our Development Authority people here. This is to give us a tool for development. Still has to go through the long process. Want to have any further discussion or questions? All in favor? Okay, now I ask, do we have any requests to speak? Okay, thank you. We do have some unfinished business pertaining to personnel. We go back to Vice Chair Duncan.
Chairman, I make a motion to approve increasing Shannon Brittingham's hourly rate to $16.37 per hour to become effective with her first pay period beginning February 19th, 2017.
Second.
Mr. Johnson, what area is this involved?
This is actually in the, she's a sales coordinator for rental facilities and venues over with Sandy Bonner and her group. She's been doing this job for quite some time. Since it's a mid-year adjustment, we just figured we'd go ahead and bring this to the board. It will probably also be a recommendation for the upcoming budget year, but she's been doing this job for quite some time at a lower rate.
So this is just catching up.
It's catching up and really giving her like a mid-year promotion.
Okay. Further discussion? All in favor? Commissioner Richardson?
I make a motion to approve $2,600 to Flint Equipment Company, tax map 061085C, and $5,000 to Chamberlain Partners, tax map 061085K, for permanent and temporary easements for William Few Parkway and Chamberlain Road intersection improvement project.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
One question. Is that a roundabout?
I'm going to ask, what
It's a
exactly
red
is that
light.
going to look like?
A standard T intersection, signalized
Signal.
intersection.
Going to add a
Signalized
signal instead of a stop sign?
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I make a motion to approve $18,495 to Edward H. Patrick, tax map 078F252, to obtain property for the Flowing Wells Road widening relocation project.
Second. I'm sorry, I was just reading the details. I'm all for it. Second.
Any further,
Trying to give you a chance.
Thank you.
any further discussion of this item?
Is this the final relocation? There were, I believe, only two.
I don't think so. I think we still have a little ways to go.
Oh,
As we get closer to Columbia Road, they increase.
Close, Ms. Weddle.
the primary. Good. Thank
Further
you.
discussion? All in favor? Mr. Slaughter, when can we look at any progress on Flowing Wells Road?
I think our plans are probably around the 70-80% stage right now. Yeah. Construction will be, I'd say, end of 18. A little more aggressive than I am, so 18.
He's the one doing it.
Go get them, Steve.
Wow, we got like 20 now.
I was going to say, I don't think that's a problem. It's going to be higher than that.
I'd like to move back to special recognition. I overlooked a minute ago. I'd like to welcome Mayor Gary Jones of Grovetown to our commission meeting. Gary, glad to have you here with us tonight.
I also like to get that check.
You know, it's kind of funny, but our finance director's not here tonight for some reason. I don't know.
What are the odds? I mean,
We have any commissioner comments? We have any staff comments? We have any legal issues? Do we have any reason to continue this meeting?
Hearing none, I move that we adjourn.
Motion and a second. All in favor? We are adjourned. Somebody didn't update my motions or something.
Yeah, I saw you were missing that one.